Hi friends, welcome back to our video. In few last two previous videos, we have discussed about this plant and equipment. What is the Ind AS covers all this, and also we completed the scope and what does include and what does not include, and we completed recognized criteria which are probable that future economic benefits will flow to the entity and can be measurably, and then we completed definition of the initial cost what it is and definition of the PPE, and also in the latest video we completed subsequent cost and day-to-day costs and their difference, and we go with one example also, like how we incurred these costs and major inspection costs, and also other example with where we incur additional cost before it maturity. And then today we discuss about measurement. PPE measured at cost initially. So PPE measured at cost at recognition. What are the measurement of the items, like how the element, what are the elements involved in those costs and how it will be. See today if you'll observe, if any PPA qualifies the recognition criteria, initially we measure that particular PPA at cost. So we recognize that PPA at cost. So we should account that PPA at cost. Say suppose if you buy any item, that item, whatever it is, what we call the vehicle or property or whatever PPE we call it, which is qualified as recognition criteria, is more than one accounting cycle, and uh, futures flow to the fu- business purpose, and it account could be account reliably. So if that condition is satisfied, we should account that PPA at cost. So what are the elements involved in that cost? In the cost element, we should see what are the cost on acquisition asset. So if you buy from the asset, uh, after if you buy from the third party, that is how it will go to the, we should see how it buy from. Say suppose there are two different cost. One is like asset we can buy from outside, or we can self construct. This self construct details I will tell in the next slide. First we will see this by part. Say suppose purchase if you purchase if any PPE here, in this PPE, what are the elements of the cost? What are the elements of the cost involved while acquiring the asset? Means either purchase or buy from the third party. Then we should see how will measure this. What are the components of the cost of PPE will involve? The cost of the PPE compressor includes, means its purchase price. Say suppose, one second. Say suppose its purchase price. Say that we bought the particular element for 1,000 crores. Okay, that purchase price and import duties. If you import this item from outside India, if you import from any item from outside India, in customs, in customs in custom there are few customs where there is an vessel, like it will come by ship, or it will come by air, or it will come by transport, whatever it is, airport or transport or ship. These exports, they will, Indian government will leave customs duty on it, along with countervailing duty, customs duty. In this customs duty, if you we can, in accounts we call it as its import duty, because Indian government wants to put some taxes to restrict input to develop the Indian national benefits. So that's why all these are indirect tax concepts. Just to understand your purpose, I am just briefing these concepts accordingly. So I hope you understand this, why custom duty involved. If you import duties, some custom duties will incur. So in case in that import duty, you should take, there are components in the import duty also. There are some countervailing duty, and there are some direct customs duty or import duty. Is countervailing duty includes GST also sometimes. So if this GST is refundable, or rebate is available for this GST, you cannot include them as a cost, because it will get the refund to you. So on this import duty, you should check, is there any countervailing duties or any non-refundable purchase duties. I hope you understand what is non-refundable purchases, because the import duty is non-refundable. You should pay that import duty. So that will charge, say suppose the 10 crores input duty will add to the component of this acquisition asset. Okay. And then non-refundable duties, say suppose there are few GSTs are there, or IGST, CGST, or SGSTs. If you use this asset for non-purpose or any other inclaimable purpose, I mean not allowed under the GST acts, that could be, if it is allowed, you should account this as another asset. Say suppose current asset, GST receivable or GST payable. If you not account this, then you should add to the 1 crore. If you should add this to the also PPE. And then after this, uh, it also includes after deducting trade discounts and rebates. Say suppose out of this, while you negotiating this 1,000 crores, there could be a negotiations with the vendor. Say suppose vendor would be the X. From X he offered 12 crores, and you bargain this cost, and you used all your influence and MLA MP, whatever the influences you have used with them, and you reduce this price to 100 crores. So your actual cost is 100 crores, but the offer, they first initially they quoted this, but they initiated this. So they gave this trade discount, we call value trading. Say suppose if you go to vegetable market, and then if there are any market, not only vegetable market in India, the bargaining culture is always there. So if you bargain, say suppose, or else you take this one retail shop, you go to the shop, textile shop, and you selected one shirt. Okay. And that shirt he quoted 500, we ask for 200. Then we'll see, the shopkeeper will come with the excellent offer 490. And then you also king of the negotiation in India, you call 250, and you step out from the shop already while saying this 250, because you don't know, right, how shopkeeper will react. You should be in your safe zone. And then shopkeeper finally come with a, come, we'll discuss, this shirt is that done, this one, and he elevated this shirt in always, and finally agreed for 390. And you, with your great art and grateful, with beautiful skills, you finally agreed to buy that for 350. The difference between the 500 and this 350 is become 150, is become trade discount. This trade discount this trade discount will not be accounted as PPE. So you should add this you should not add this 200 crores to this PP. So only 100 crores will add here. So your actual shirt cost of shirt is 350 only, not 500 like that. Your actual cost has to be. So any discount, trade discounts. I hope you understand the concept of trade discount. And then any rebates means, if you buy these kind of imports, you have to pay dollars or else any foreign currency apart from Indian. Then because of this, you will manufacture most goods, like most prestigious goods in the India, so that you will export them, and you will get the foreign currency, your trade will increase. So because of that, the government will give rebates to you. Rebate means, say suppose if you sell 1,000 goods, they will get 2 lakhs rebate. This 2 lakhs rebate is uh, which is another income to you. You should not reduce, I mean, you should not deduct these 2 lakhs and all from this. This is the sales rebate. There are another kind of rebate is there. Another kind of rebate is like, say if you to buy this machine, you incur 1,000 crores. So they give 50 crores rebate from the government side. So after seeing this bill, they will reimburse this 50 crores. So this 50 crores you can adjust. So your original cost 1,000 minus 50 crores. 950 is only your PPE cost. You should, as per this definition, you should exclude this trade discounts and any rebates included in your price. You should exclude those rebates and the trade discounts while taking any cost. And then if you see what are the direct costs included in this item, what are the direct costs attributable to this other, you will take your cost bringing that asset. What are the asset, the PPE you are buying, bringing the tickets to the location or a condition, to a locational condition capable to operate this PPE in the manner intended by the management. So until the management put that asset for the final output, till that stage, you should, what are the cost incurred from the company, from the company to build that kind of asset as per the intended by the management, that till that date and until that stage, all costs should be accounted under PPE. I hope you understand this also. So what is the intention of the management will depend on the case to case. Say suppose you want to uh, buy an asset for a particular sale of finished product. So until the finished state and until the finished product will be completed, I mean at that particular stage, say suppose there are 10 stages, 1 2 3 4 5, there are 10th stages there. So the management intention is this: until this stage, you could have an incurred few costs. What are the few costs? Say suppose after buying this purchase price and the import duty and also rebates and adjusting all these rebates, you will get some cost. At this stage, you will incur few direct labor, and here you will incur some overheads. You know, right? Overheads are like general administration and current bills and depreciation of the other assets, and also labor cost, and even some technicians will work, like consultants cost, and then the professionals cost. One exclusive accountant has been plotted for this to manage all this cost, the accountant cost, all these industries until this 10th stage. What you put, the cost should be the PPE per, as per Ind AS 11, sorry, Ind AS 16. I hope you understand what is the how intentions and all. I will explain these while doing the practical examples, but this is the uh, prima facie condition to select the cost. And then initial estimate of the cost of dismantling, cost of dismantling or removing of an item or restoration of site at the time of the purchase or during the usage, otherwise they produce the inventory. Say suppose I will tell the example. There are some examples are there. There are few examples are there. I will explain one by one. See, on day one you started one asset and you use all about 2 acres of land of particular government and all, and you build a lot of construction of the plants, and then big chimneys and a lot of pollution equipments are there, and lot of factory buildings are you have constructed with these 2 acres. With these 2 acres you have constructed all these cars. As per the government condition, you should dismantle this while you removing this planet. I mean, while you removing this plant, all these items should be dismantled. This is one condition from the government while approving your business. So this is the cost of dismantling. You should dismantle all these items while you going from this place to another place. So this cost is also indirectly involved from your acquisition. So after you acquire this plant, you should dismantle this. Because while you importing 1,000 crores of plant and machinery, you should set up that 1,000 crores of plant with minimum of 2 acres or 1 acre or 50 500 meters, whatever it is, right? There would be a proper space for them, out of which lot of pollution and rules and regulations will come from the government side. So to satisfy them, you should uh, accept their conditions and removing the item, and you should remove all this item and put it as cap and restore this site. Because before you start this uh, plant, there would be a proper environmental and safety culture here. So you should restore that site to the minimum extent possible. So while you restoring, you need to incur those costs. So all these costs should be all these costs should be con- concluded, I mean incurred, calculated as an PPE, and you should include them as an PPE cost. I will explain with an example. What is the dismantling cost and removal of site marks? If see, there are few obligations are there, or either will it come with will it come with legal obligation or constructive obligation? Either legal or constructive, however it is. Legal obligation means the government itself put in condition. Constructive obligation means while you taking this site, while you acquiring this site from the farmers or some other people, you clearly mention them like, we should restore this site or remove all wastage, and will dismantle all these unnecessary plants while going. You constructively, maybe you enter the contract with the customers, or you enter the contract with the land givers. So in those situation, there your constructive obligation also will come here. So either it is in legal or it is in constructive obligation. So in these situations, so if once it is an application, it will come under the provision or liability under Ind AS 37. While we going that standard, we will discuss in detail. But you mentioned that if any obligation come from here, it will also covered under Ind AS 37 also. So what Ind AS 16 important here? Say suppose while you incurring that 1,000 crores, no, the 1,000 crores PPE, the dismantling or removal cost would be 200 crores. This 200 crores is the best estimate on the day one of this construction of this asset. So this 200 crores would be the present value. Say suppose on the 20th year, if your removal cost is 300 crores, if you give the present value with minimum discount rate for that rate to this date, it will become 200 crores now. Say this is an example only. So you should add that discount here. Say suppose 200 crores under PPE asset side, and to liability side provision for dismantling of the so and so PPE will cut 200 crores. Again the interest cost will come to this item in the next year, and then liability will increase. This is a different case, but your cost should not increase as the interest increase. The financial cost should not be the obligation of this one. So you should take that cost of the best estimate of this restoration cost. If it is an obligation under the either construction or legal, you should take them as an when it is acquired or during the phase period, you should include them as an PPE. Say suppose there are two items. One is dismantling for permanently, and one is dismantling for temporary. Temporary means you acquired that PPE you acquire that PPE, and at stage one, I mean on year one, you produced few items. Say suppose you produced 1 lakh goods, and then in year two, okay, year two, you need to clean this machine to produce another 2 lakhs units. What are the cost incurred for the temporary purpose? That is not an dismantling cost. That should be an, because to produce the inventory you are incurring cost, because your inventory is 1 lakh, and to produce another 1 lakh you are incurring some cost. I mean to clean the business, to clean the mission, or to incur the cost and all. And this situation, you should not include these cost as a dismantling cost. What the permanent dismantling cost or permanent restoration cost only considered as PPE. Temporary ones are other than the, because other temporary costs which are included to, I mean which are incurred to produce an inventory. Say suppose it is a regular inventory for you guys, for year to year business, for your own business, not for the uh, not come under that application, not come under this constructive or legal applications. In that case, those temporary dismantling costs cannot be considered as an PPE. We should consider only permanent dismantling cost only, final dismantling cost only considered as an PPE at the initial stage only, at the time of recognition. Say suppose you take one chemical factory pollution cleanup. Factory machine produces chemicals, but every year due to production, waste must be cleaned. Cleaning cost due to production is 10 lakhs. This is an inventory cost, not an PP cost, because every year they will clean this. This is an operational cost, it will come. So this operational cost will might be included in the inventory cost, not in the PPE cost. I hope you understand this. And then, what are the component of cost? Directly attributable costs. In this directly attributable cost, earlier we discussed about purchase price and custom duty and other direct cost also there, which I already explained, but I will go in detail. One is employee cost arising directly from the consumption to acquire or acquisition PPE. To construct this kind of establishment or this kind of PPE, there are few employees will directly add work for them. So their cost, say suppose they work for 20 days here, so that 20 days cost will cost or other all benefits to him will add to that PPE uh, of the PPE, cost of the PPE as per the standard. And cost of the site preparation, of course, before you build this kind of big plants, you should definitely prepare proper site. So that site cost also should included in the uh, property cost. And initial delivery and handling costs, all initial deliveries from factory or from port or that to that to the necessary site, then where you building that plant. Say suppose there is a factory here, and you imported item from the port. So that the port charges and charges incurred in the port, and their collection costs and then loading cost, and then in unloading cost from here from port to machine, and then that machine come from to the factory. All these costs incurred in this road. And also from factory also there are several phases in the factory: phase 1, phase 2. From phase 3 to phase 1, you need to, oh, you won't allow the private vehicles in there inside the factory. And in that, the own factory vehicle or separate vehicle will take our machine from phase B to phase A. So these costs also are initial delivery cost, and also handling cost should include in the cost of the PPE. And also installation and assembling cost. Of course, while you incurring that kind of PPE items, such a big property, where in those situations you should definitely incur some assembling cost. There should be several parts, part 1 and part 10 and part 100 and also part 1000. So all those parts also assemble properly, because you know, right, while you order any equipments in the Flipkart or Amazon, they will give me the parts that you should assemble. And there some installation should be there. All that installation cost, everything should include under PPE. And then professional fees to do all these activities. You might have taken some technicians from the outside, apart from the employees, and also some legal opinions while clearing these customs duties. Also in the port also you might have incurred few uh, professional costs or some other costs, that is also included here while calculating the PPE. And then in cost of testing, this is the one of the beautiful point in the India system that I will explain, because there is a small one question also asked on this concept, on testing concept. Students might do mistakes on this, because their understanding is correct, but not as per the standard. See, everyone with debit and credit will always match it, but of course the debit and credit should match with ICAI standards, else they will not correct it. They will not give the full marks. Then entire your answer will go from 16 marks to it will come to 4 marks. So that I don't want my students that I don't want to do this kind. My subscribers or students who are they don't want to do mistakes in these kind of mistakes in exams or in their company also. So listen properly. After deducting our net sales proceeds, from the testing equipment, say suppose the testing cost is 1 lakh. Okay, the testing machine mentioned that 20, and selling those items for 1000 for each. The testing sales are 20,000. To sell that 20,000, I have incurred 2,000. So the net proceeds from testing item is 18,000. See, there is one plant, and before you come for the final setup, you have tested that product. While you testing, you understood that there are some difficulties, or what you have tested, so that machine. In those, in the process of the testing, you might have incurred 1 lakh cost, but there is some testing units will come. Say suppose in those testing you might have get 20 units. That 20 units you can sell in the market as an default products or whatever it is, as a sampler or lower cost. For these 20 units we have a market, so we can sell them for 20,000 after incurring 2,000 cost. So 18,000 is the net proceeds from your 20 units, selling of these 20 units. These 18,000 should deduct from your testing cost, and cost is an 82,000 is only the cost. You should not, what students generally did it, no? They will include this 100 as an PPE item, and they show this 18,000 as a other income. They they are under the presumption that it is not an inclusion, not an primary part of the construction. They are correct little bit, because this testing will come from this main cost only, right? You don't produce this testing item for fun. So this testing activity is happened for the actual purpose of the intention, to find the intention of the management, or to check the quality what for their intention intended purpose. So standard suggested that, I mean mentioned that, you should decrease the net sale proceedings from your testing cost after, if you get any sale, I mean if you get any proceedings for this testing items, you should increase. So testing cost should reduce by their net proceed of sellings, if any. I hope you understand this. There are few other costs which are not including of the PPE also, that we will tell in the next standard. So this we will complete in the next standards, next classes. And then incidental operations, and then cost of the capitalization, when we should cease the capitalization. So we already completed enough time for this video. So I hope you understand concept till now, and later we will discuss these other concepts also. And thank you for watching. And also, if you feel we are putting minimum efforts to make you understanding this India 16, please subscribe our channel, and please share our channel to your friends or any CA related students. Definitely this will help to them. Thank you all. I will come with another video. Bye.